A warm welcome this afternoon to Kathryn Walker, a very dear friend of mine who I have seen such incredible results in the last few years. I met Kathryn a number of years ago when she asked me to go round and do some mobile reflexology with her, and I cannot believe the transformation that she has done with her health. Kathryn suffers from MS and had days in bed where she would be suffering from extreme fatigue, tiredness, and not being able to get out of bed, some days not even being able to get up out of bed. And you know, she has looked at different ways to really help her health, and I cannot believe how well you are looking, Kathryn. It is amazing. So every credit to you, and I'm really intrigued to hear your lovely story today. So yeah, and you've been amazing products called Synergy, and I think you're going to be talking about them today. So I'll hand this over to you. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Debs. That was a wonderful introduction. Okay, basically, like Deb says, my name is Kathryn Walker, or Kate. Some people call me Kate. And I'd like to do a talk today to tell you how I recently have been on a journey to improve my health. And this is obviously due to a number of reasons, but the main one being with me having MS, which is an autoimmune disease. I think most people have heard of that by now. My belief is that everything happens for a reason, and over the years I've experienced what many people have experienced in probably a lifetime. Now this was condensed into 3 years of my life. I had 3 years of stress and grief through lots of loss, one of them being my daughter, parents-in-law, sister-in-law, other family members, close friends, and then most recently being my mum. I think because of all that happening within 3 years, there was also other things happened, but you go on forever. I think your body basically has to cope with it, and it comes out in different ways. I thought I had dealt with it the best way I could, as I try not to be a negative person. I'm quite positive, or try to be. I feel I am at most of the time. Sometimes your body takes on the negativeness, the things that happen, the stress and trauma, and it can cause illness. And with me, I believe that that's why I got MS, which I was diagnosed in 2008. Now most people don't really, they'll have an idea what MS is, but basically I think the easiest way to describe it is a disease where the insulating covers of the nerves are damaged, and the damage then disrupts the body's ability to transmit these signals to your brain, which then can cause problems such, you know, which everybody can experience over the years, which I've experienced. So I can't concentrate, I have weakness, tiredness, so everything, see, it's not working as it should, basically. I was diagnosed in 2008, when my youngest daughter was 2, my oldest was 7, and I just went to the doctors one day. I had numbness down one side of my cheek, thought it was a bit strange, went to the doctors, sent me for an MRI scan, and I had a lung puncture, etc., and basically found out that I had MS. The one I had was called relapsing and remitting MS. So you have episodes, sometimes you don't feel as bad, but then other times you really are bad. So you sort of go through stages. I feel I've had it for years because of all my symptoms, but that was when it was diagnosed. And on my worst days, my main symptoms were severe fatigue. Fatigue where basically just brushing my hair or walking up the stairs was like an absolute, it was impossible. I'd have to sit down on the steps halfway up to have a rest. I was finding it just exhausting just to brush my hair or even brush my teeth was just like a big, it was something that normal people would do, and it'd take me, you know, half an hour to do it because I was so exhausted. Anyway, so from that, going on from there, I had complete brain fog, which actually seems like I've got it now, and I lost people's names. I couldn't remember what day of the week it was. I had no concentration. All sorts of things happened, and then I just basically found that I couldn't function properly like most people could. I had loss of appetite, couldn't sleep properly, pins and needles. It could go on forever, but they were the main symptoms that I had. Lots of my friends didn't realise I had this because they only saw me when I'm at my best, which is when I went out or whatever, and people would see me and think, oh, she's fine, because on the outside I did look fine, I looked normal, but it was when I was at home in bed for days on end, that was when I was at my worst, and people didn't see that. So it's a very hidden disease, is MS, because you only see the outside, you never see the hidden parts of it. There's only a few close friends and family members really saw it. I've also had IBS, which irritable bowel syndrome, which I think most people have nowadays. I've had that for a long time, since I was in my 20s. So I'd get lots of bloatedness, stomach ache, etc. I also had intolerances to food, so there's only certain foods that I can eat, and I'd eat something and it'd go right through me, and I just couldn't cope with it. I had postnatal depression, anxiety, and then the most recent illness I found out was Gilbert syndrome, which is where the toxins don't flush out as quickly as they should from your liver, like the bilirubin. The bilirubin, it's called, doesn't flush out as quick as it should, so it causes a build-up of toxins in your body. So with all that going on, you can imagine how my body wasn't really functioning properly, and I was finding it really hard. So I plodded along for quite a few years with all these symptoms, bringing up my 2 children and working. And in 2015, I had to finish work due to the unpredictability of the MS. I couldn't really hold down a 9-to-5 job because I'd have days where I couldn't get out of bed. So it got to the stage where I just couldn't do the typical 9-to-5 job. So I had to leave work due to this, and that's when I got a bit down, and I just thought I didn't want to be doing that, because I wanted to be doing something, keeping my brain active. Obviously I was busy with Freya and Morgan, my children, but I just wanted something to keep me occupied, my brain going, and so that's when I actually came across, we've got a lodge that I ended up buying to rent out as a holiday rental in Pine Lake, and which I still do to this day, but that's not the sort of job that I have to do 9-to-5, so I can work around that, and if I'm having bad times I can have family members helping me, etc. So it's not something I have to be structured in doing, so that fitted in with my lifestyle. So that's what I did do at the time, and then basically after that I've just carried on, kept getting tired, etc. And then one day I just thought, I wish I could do more. So I did yoga and I did what I could do, but I'd have episodes where I could do things for weeks and I was getting more and more tired. And then lockdown happened, and to me and a lot of people, it's probably and it has been horrendous to people. It's been very negative. With me, it's had a positive effect, which I'm hoping that it'll have a positive effect on a lot of people in the future. But with me, it definitely helped me, because I had to stop doing what I was doing. The children couldn't go to school. I'm saying my children, my teenagers couldn't go to uni or school, so I didn't have to go back to the usual routine of taking them to and froing, and I had to just stop everything. The lodge stopped, rentals, so I had the time to think about myself, and that's when I came across Carol Gillen, which basically she and I believe in synchronicity, fate, whatever you want to call it. I'm very spiritual, I'm into all that sort of thing, so that's what I believe it was. And I came across her on the Roots of Life forum, which Deb runs, and she was advertising synergy products. Now at the time she was advertising a 21-day purified detox product, which grabbed my eye, because I'd already believed this anyway, that MS comes from obviously trauma, etc., but also your gut, which is, they call it the second brain. So everything that happens in your gut, if you have problems with that, then it causes problems with every part of your body, and it can cause illness, disease, etc. So when I saw that, I thought, oh, this is something I need to try. And I'd already been doing a Nourish Body course to learn more about what nutrients and minerals and food you should eat, etc., etc. So I was sort of already learning about all the grains, all the things that are good for you. And so I had a little bit of an idea, and then I saw this, and this was what I decided was going to work, or would like to work. So I went on the Detox Purify program with Synergy, 21 days, and which Caroline was brilliant and helped me with. And basically, I believe that has turned my life around. When I decided to give it a go, I thought, right, 21 days, that's all it is. And it's in sections, so you do 1 to 5 days, 5 to 12, and 12 to 21, I think it is. And in each stage, you have different ways of how it works. Now, I will explain to you more about it in a minute, but if you will be able to, if you go onto my Facebook and go on to Kathryn Walker, if you look on there, you'll see how what the test of my testimonial was afterwards. So you'll be able to see how it worked and how it helped me and how my symptoms were and how they were afterwards. That's all on there. But I will now explain to you that this is what the Purify program, 21 program is. Now, this is a box that I have. I'll just show you here. And this is how it comes. Okay, you see there, it comes in a box at the moment. Now, this is an old one I've got. I've had it for a couple of weeks, but they're now doing a new one where it's actually a recyclable bag. So it's actually very eco-friendly, much better than this, really. So I'll just go it through it with you briefly, obviously, because it will take too long. There's 5 products that are in this this 21-day Purify box. So you've got I'll start off with the Biome DT. Right, let's just, oops, I knew this was going to happen, sorry. It's not easy to hold things at the same time. So you've got the Biome DT, okay, that's how it comes in sachets in a box. Now that is to detox the gut, detoxifies the gut, it helps lubricate the digestive tract and eliminates toxins. It targets the negative toxins and it helps with the makes the healthy bacteria and looks after the digestive lining. So that is basically gets rid of all the rubbish out of you, okay, which I must have had over the years. And then another one, I'll go on to the Body Prime tablets. Now these are here, okay. Now they're tablets that you get. They've actually increased the amount you get now on the new Body Prime, sorry, the Purify set, but this is the one I've already got. Now with the tablets, they help get the electrolyte balance, they help the metabolism, they reduce tiredness, fatigue, and eliminates toxins from the body. So again, that helps get rid of the rubbish. Then you've got the Biome shake. Now this is my favourite. Okay, now this is it's a powder. Now I use this is like a food, I suppose it's called a food supplement, if you will. Now when you do the Purify, in the intense phase, which I found the best, which is the middle part of the 21-day program, I love that because it was all set out for you, and I like it all being done for me, don't think what I'm going to eat, etc. And you still do eat, believe me, you eat food, it's just the right foods. This one, you add water, and I used to put it with a handful of frozen berries. You could put bananas with it. I can't eat banana, but frozen berries I used to put with that, and it was delicious. So that's really good for you. Now that has, you just add it to water. It's vegan friendly. It's a meal replacement 1 or 2 times a day on the Purify anyway, and it's got antioxidants, it's got vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and it's a good source of fat, so that's brilliant for your gut and for good bacteria. So that puts all the vitamins and minerals. It's like having probably 3 healthy meals but all in one. Then you've got the Biome Actives, which are these. Okay, these are basically a bit like they've got a prebiotic and probiotics in them, so they're good for the gut. Again, helps with detoxification, which is all to do with it, and it helps the immune system as well. And then the last one is a Proargi, which is what I'm still taking now because I love this stuff. Now this basically is brilliant. It's sachets again, you add it to water, helps with your blood circulation, helps your heart health, helps the nervous system, the immune system, helps fatigue. and it helps your body, it helps the body to perform properly, and it's very, very, very good for you. So people should be on this anyway. So with all them in there, if you imagine all that together on the 21 days, and then obviously you're still eating your foods, which you do get a book, which I will just show you the catalog. Sorry. Now this, you get this provided as well. It explains everything to you, so you won't be lost. It shows what there is, what everything is, and it'll tell you what meals you could also be having in the back. There's a recipes in the back. So for instance, okay, so if you're stuck on what to make, it tells you what you should be having and what you're not allowed to have in the 21 days, which actually it wasn't actually, well, I found it wasn't so hard at all, but everybody's different obviously, but I actually enjoy doing it, and I actually think I might do it again. But at the moment I don't need to, but in the future I will do it again. So with all that obviously detoxes. Now I lost £8 on that, doing that as well, which I didn't actually try to do because I didn't think I needed to, but with me it was more the health side of things. It's fantastic if you do want to be on a diet, that is fantastic, but also it's healthy, so you're getting everything as you're wanting to do, you're doing everything all in one. And you actually stopped craving things. I don't crave sugar things anymore, I don't crave alcohol, I don't want alcohol so much, I just have the odd one. Your whole persona of food just changes, and you just want healthier foods, and that's all because your body is knowing what's better for you and what isn't, and your body's starting to turn itself round. So I actually feel better now than I've ever done, I think, since in my 20s. And so that was my experience. This is what that is basically. So I've gone through all that with you. Obviously there's a lot more to tell you, which if anybody wanted to know, then I'm here to talk to. If you do the purify and you decide you want to do it, or you know somebody who has got an illness like what I had, or a disease, or just wants to feel better in themselves, got more energy, gets themselves ready for Christmas so they're not going to be craving all them chocolates and sweets that everybody craves at Christmas, then this is something you can do, would be fantastic for you. If you don't want to do, I understand some people don't actually want to do a purify because they don't want to do a detox program, because they don't want to lose weight, they don't want to, you know, they might already been very slim and don't want to lose weight, or they don't want to do a detox because they don't really fancy doing it. That's fine. We're not, this is just to reset and rebalance your gut again so everything starts working as it should. If you don't want to do that, then there is other stuff. There's lots of different things that Synergy do, and one of my other favourites, which I think would be good as well to introduce if you don't want to do that, is something called the V3. Now V3 consists of 3 different products. Okay, I'll just put these here, and these are, you've got the Proagi, which you've already got in the Purify box anyway, which I already explained what that was, which is obviously, again, it's just basically what I said, where it helps your blood circulation, heart health, etc. So that's fantastic to take. Then you've got your Vitalife, which is this one. Now this is, you take it in teaspoons full. Now this is all the greens that you need in your body. So obviously everybody, even if you ate 3 really healthy meals a day, you are not getting all the nutrients you need. So this has got equivalent to 1 kilogram of leafy vegetables, which are brilliant, obviously for your health and well-being. So you mix this with water and have it taken with a meal. Obviously that'll all be explained to you. And then the other one is Mystify, which is good for the it's a good antioxidant, I can't even say the word. 1 serving a day of that is equivalent to 3.5 kilograms of fruit. So all this helps with inflammation, allergies and pain. So all 3 of these together are amazing products. So so yeah, that's also one other that I would recommend. And then obviously there's lots of different things, like I say, in the catalogue. They do skincare, they do you know, they do E9, which is this one. Now the E9 is something that I have if I'm feeling very, very tired. It comes in a sachet, add it to water, and it just makes, in the morning if I'm feeling particularly tired, I'll add it to water. It's a little bit like having an energy boost, like having a, I don't know, these drinks that the children have nowadays that are really bad for them to give energy, but it's all natural, so it's fantastic for you. So I'll have that, and sometimes I mix it with the Proagi, and it just keeps me going all day and gives me energy, but I also know it's doing me good as well. So that's what I like about it. It's not like having a cup of coffee and getting that high but that low. You carry on this. So this is something I'd recommend to teenagers, people who are doing like exams, etc. This would be brilliant as well. So they're the three lots of products that I would recommend at the moment. There is lots of others, but that's just mine for this time. And basically I'll just tell you very quickly about the gut health as well, that if you over the last 40 years or so, if you now eat salads and everything, because of the way things are farmed nowadays, everything's sprayed with chemicals to make it last. It's picked too early, and it's frozen. Sometimes apples are frozen for 2 years before they actually go onto the actual to be used in the supermarkets. You're not getting the nutrients. So for this is basically the same as having the nutrients used to have 30, 40, 50 years ago. So, and the way the world's going now, this is what we have to do now to get the nutrients we need. So, but it's all natural and it's all healthy for you. So I feel the best I've felt for years. I'm not a doctor, obviously, and I'm just telling you my experience of how I feel, and I would recommend it to anybody. I really would, and I would love to be able to be a mentor and help other people. So if anybody knows of anybody who would like to know more about it, then I'm here. All we do basically is do a lifestyle analysis, which is like this, which Debbie's going to do. Thank you, Debs. And we fill it in. We ask questions such as, would you like more energy? Are you frequently ill? Things like that. And you answer it, and then I can tell you whether there's anything in particular that would be better for you, whether it's the Purify or whether it's the B3, etc. And then we go from there. And then after that, we reassess, reanalyze you and see what the outcome is. And with me, obviously, my outcome was fantastic. So there we go. I hope I didn't bore you too much.
No, not at all. It was amazing. That
a bit of a rambler.
No, don't worry. That's great, and it's a fantastic story. And yes, you're right. I can't wait to start my weight loss journey and getting my gut back to natural health.
Can't wait for you to do it.
No,
so you can see yourself.
I do need to do that, and I think we all need to go back to doing some sort of cleansing of our gut, detoxification of our body, and
got that much rubbish in us.
Exactly, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And more better time now, while we are in these uncertain times. We've got more time to prepare food in the supermarket, from the supermarkets. Or even as much as possible, go and support your local.
That's what I'm going to do. That's completely.
Single Step in Lancaster and all those places that produce organic food, back to basics. A lot of people have got a lot these days. So, but Kathryn, that was great. Honestly, how can people find you? Because you've got a new page, I believe.
Yes, I've got a Facebook page that I've just set up called Gut Health Naturally. It's just I've just started it, so it's all very new, but it's just explaining what happened and how I did my journey, what synergy is, and I'm just going to put things on there explaining more about it. I'll probably put posts on there every other day or so, and if anybody would like to join it, it'd be lovely. And then you can I'll put other things on there, just recipes I might put on as well, which I think will help if people are doing the journey, because that's what I found was hard, knowing what to make when I couldn't have certain foods. And also if anybody wants to just go on Facebook and or ask me anything, and you've got all the details on here, Debs, haven't you?
I haven't. I'll post that in the comments after the recording today. So the people, if they want to join that, then certainly they can do. So a huge thank you, Kathryn.
Thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you for being on today.
Okay, I can relax now. I'll go and get a gin and tonic now and